So this can't be a situation where the IFA find themselves at some point next year having to stand outside and protest and demand that we retain and work to retain the nitrates derogation. It's far too important for that. This requires putting on the green jersey. It requires bringing everyone together, and it requires having an absolute zero tolerance approach to buck passing from one part of the government to the other, from one agency to the other, or one sector of the economy to the other. It is too important. Everyone needs to work together in our national interest to retain our nitrates derogation. That's the approach that I will take on this issue in the time ahead if I earn your trust to be back in office after the next election. So we need to make sure when the election comes that you have a government that listens, that you have a government that stands up for farmers. And we need you to vote for that, because we can't take these things for granted anymore. We need to drive forward the issues that we're already working together on. And I want to say to you that if I'm given a chance to be part of the next government, I am committed to establishing a cabinet committee on water quality to drive improvements from my department and to steer a national effort to retain the nitrates derogation, because pulling together we can and we will retain the derogation. Farmers cannot be asked to do this alone. I've heard you, I know how to move forward, and I want the chance to work with you on that. I also want to see the Department of Rural and Community Development retained and supported. A department that has provided much needed funding to towns and villages right across this country and has made a real difference to rural life. And I'm determined to do this. And we sometimes forget that we can't buy into this really odd argument that happens in politics for self-serving reasons of trying to divide people into this country. Are you on the side of the climate? Are you pro-climate? Or are you pro-farming? We've got to call that out as the straw man argument that it is. We need to be united in this country, united in realising our unique potential for food security, biodiversity, farmers' willingness and proven track record to already deliver on lower emissions and doing their bit. Because the evidence shows that agricultural emissions are down. And this was further confirmed by a report of the Environmental Protection Agency as recently as last week. And we sometimes forget that these decreases are not achieved by the huge conglomerates, but they're achieved by individual farmers making changes for their small business on the ground. And we must do more to support you in relation to that. And yes, Francie, that does mean a larger cap. And Ireland will hold the presidency of the European Council at a really, really vital time when cap negotiations will be underway. And if farmers are asked to do more, and we will need to do more, we need to fund you and support you to do more through a larger cap. As we're in the Curragh, it might be fitting to say that we're all under the starter's orders for the election. I saw you remind us of that earlier, Francie. I want you to know that we stand ready to back Irish agriculture, to back Irish farming, to stop the lecturing and the finger wagging and telling farmers everything they must do, but to recognise you are an important part of the Irish economy. You need to be valued, you need to be respected, and I want you to know that I've listened, I'll act, I'll deliver, and I have your back. Gurmí